Hey Instagram, welcome to our weekly hangout session here on Instagram Live. Today we are doing an Ask Me Anything hangout. We are going to be answering your questions on my author life, and I am super excited to be answering all of your questions about the publishing world, about what you want to know about me, about my books, about my characters, all the fun things. So go ahead and start dropping those questions for me so I can get those answered for you. And as always, we are giving away any one of my ebooks to one lucky person who's chatting with me today. Everything's up for grabs except for the omnibuses because those are more than one book in one. And you even have access to my brand new Santa's Daughter retelling. She has a star-crossed lovers relationship with an elven prince, and so we've got a lot of interesting things going on here, and I cannot wait to get your questions answered. We are recording this for YouTube replay as well. If y'all have not been paying attention to the YouTube channel, we've been dropping new episodes of Show Me How You Write, where we have authors coming on to talk about their writing techniques and how they set up their desktop to write. So on screen, every program and document they are using. We've got brand new episodes of author vlogs, where I'm taking you behind the scenes of my author life to show you marketing and branding and writing and like all the cool things when it comes to being an author, so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. And we've got some other content being dropped on YouTube as well. And starting in January, do I have major content for you. It is going to be exciting. So if you're not subscribed on YouTube, make sure you do. I see the questions are coming in. Go ahead and drop those for me either in the comments or in the question box. And if you're over 18, you do have the ability to request to go live with me and ask 1 to 2 questions when you jump on air with me. If you are under 18, you do need parental consent, which means you have to hit me up in my DMs or my email, get a parental consent form. They have to sign the release, so your parent or your guardian has to sign the release, and then the next time we do an AMA, you can come on air with me. But if you are requesting to go live now, you are telling me you're over 18, because this is getting repurposed places, and this is living on Instagram, and it's just like, gotta take care of that. So here we go. Let's dive in. Let's answer your questions. Let's chat about things, and let's give away some books. Don't forget, tomorrow's our Christmas party over on TikTok. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. So let me go ahead. I'm going to scroll up and see what's going on. Hey, thanks so much for jumping on, friends. I love seeing all of you here. Jenna is here, and I am so excited. We have Jenna of Enjoy the Show. She is a fantastic web comic creator. If y'all haven't read that over on Tapas and Webtoon, you need to get there. You need to get there. I know what's coming next. You need to get there. All I'm saying. All right, you're so excited for the Christmas party. So am I, Hannah. It is going to be so much fun over there. We're loving on the Santa's Daughter retelling. She is in a star-crossed relationship, a forbidden relationship with an elven prince who is taking refuge in the North Pole after darkness has kind of started a rebellion and taken his kingdom from him. So it's lots and lots of fun. They have to work together to save the pole. And you know, it's part of my Holiday Court series, which is a series of short stories, 6 books revolving around the major holidays. So we've got Christmas, we've got New Year's, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, and Halloween. And it's quite the series. I'm actually finishing up the second book right now, like today. I'm almost done. I've got one big epic scene left to write, and then I'm just gonna send it off to my editors as soon as I run through it, and it'll be ready before New Year's Eve. So I'm super excited for this one. It's gonna be lots of fun. Oh, I see it coming in. I see all the questions coming in, and I love it. Guys, thanks for the hearts too, by the way. That is super helpful for me. Hannah wants to know, what am I doing for Christmas? This year, Christmas is a little bit different for us. We just kind of moved over the summer, so we're in a new place. So it's going to look very different than my typical Christmas. So we're kind of developing a new normal for Christmas, at least for while I'm here helping out while my sister's having her second pregnancy. And we are going to do Christmas Eve at my mom's house. Going to open presents with my almost 2-year-old niece here at my mother's house. And then we are going to go to my sister's house, and we are going to do Christmas morning and watch the baby open stuff over there for that. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be interesting. I maybe have overspent on Christmas presents. I may have bought my only niece a very large amount of presents and like shiny, sparkly, wonderful things. So it's going to be fun. Do you have books on audiobook? So right now I do not. Audiobooks cost like a minimum of like $2,000 to $3,000 per audiobook because you're paying for a lot of the recorder's time. There's a lot of things that go into the production of an audiobook. We also have an issue, or had an issue, with Audible not paying authors, so they would encourage people to return books, kind of like a library system, and they would take that money away from the author. So if you listen to an audiobook and then you exchanged it, they took back that money, even if you liked it, even if you listened to it, and they took it away from the author. Audible still got paid, but the authors did not. So authors were locked into a 7-year contract. They couldn't get out of it, and they were having people listen to their books, and they wouldn't get paid for it. Audible has since retracted part of that, and they have said as long as it's returned within 7 days of getting that Audible book, it will be taken away from the author. But if it's after the 7 days, the author still gets paid. So it's a small win. It is not a complete win, but it's better than it was, and authors are not losing thousands upon thousands of dollars because of this, or nearly as much anyway. So right now, I don't have an audiobook because it's really expensive, and more so because I have like 17 people in my life who record audiobooks, and they all want to do my audiobooks, and I don't know how to be fair about doing all of that. I'm just trying to be nice about it. I don't know. And so I had been under the impression I would record my own audiobooks because I kind of do some acting-y things anyway. I just haven't had time to do it yet. But then I was approached by some other things, and so I may have a huge announcement coming in January in regards to this. And it may involve you voting on which of my swoony men should be brought to life by a certain voice talent. So stay tuned. All right. Have you decided when you're going to publish each of the Holiday Court books? I have not, Hannah. I have not. Go ahead and drop your opinions. Should I do all of the Holiday Court series books on their holidays, or should I drop them at the beginning of 2021, and then you can just decide if you want to pick them up on the holidays or if you want to read them all together? Let me know, guys. Let me know. All right. Hey, thanks for joining. Christmas Party, all the love. What's my favorite book that I've written? The Golden Trilogy and the Jaded Duology are my top 2 favorites. They were my debut twins. They came out just a few weeks apart, and they have special places in my heart. You're still in love with Lucas. Your side characters are as good as the main swoony ones. I know. I have a Lucas in the Jaded Duology. That boy was never supposed to be in my series for more than 2 lines, and he bullied his way into not only a main part, but like a really important main part. And I fought with him like cats and dogs for years, and now I love him, but I hated him for a very long time. And I have such strong feelings about that. But once you guys finish the Jaded Duology, both books, please come to me. I will tell you the one thing I changed about it, and something that's going to kind of send you guys into a little bit of a tailspin about what would have happened should something not have happened in the first book. So come talk to me. What are some of my favorite Christmas traditions? Well, growing up, I actually did Christmas at my grandmother's house on my dad's side. Then we did Christmas morning at our house, and then we went over to my mom's house on Christmas afternoon. So that was kind of our traditions. We did one grandparent's, our house, and then the other grandparent, and we kind of just did like a lot of family time. So we did, you know, like the cookies, and we watched the parade, and like lunch, and like all the fun things. So kind of revolves around present opening and food, more or less. Let me know, guys, what are some of your favorite traditions? I'm going to jump in, I'm going to answer some of those questions, but I want to get to the end of these comments real fast. Are you doing the Christmas party on TikTok and Insta, or how? Yes. No, so our Christmas party is tomorrow on TikTok at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's this time, and we're going to be doing an 11-book giveaway. Physical books, you get to walk away with paperbacks. There will be one winner who gets 11 paperbacks and one winner who gets 11 ebooks. Same books, just different formats. So the international people will get ebooks, and the US-based people will be getting the paperbacks. And we may have more authors jump in. So when I posted that TikTok earlier, we had 10 books. We had somebody join after the fact. So we're just kind of adding things as authors want to jump in on that and give away their books. Your family is fun because we did a whole murder mystery party. And oh, I have been getting ads for this murder mystery game on Facebook, and I so want to do it. Fun fact, my cousin owned an escape room for like 2-3 years in Scranton, Pennsylvania. If you guys are fans of The Office, you will remember from the opening show, the opening intro, the Electric City sign. It was in that building. And so they did this really cool, like, they had rooms and rooms and rooms of escape rooms, and they had all these different things, and I used to be able to go and try it before it was open to the public. So we were like their test subjects, and we'd go through and like work through all the bugs, and oh, so much fun. I love murder mysteries, I love escape rooms, all those fun things. You always have such awesome surprises. Aw, thank you, Hannah. I'm glad you enjoy my surprises. Loving on the holidays, okay. You want me to do them on the holidays, but you don't think you can wait until Halloween. I know, it's like a really long wait for that one. You vote that I release the holiday court books sooner rather than later. That's because you just want to read them all. Oh, that's so funny. Makes it more hyped. Beginning of 2021. My favorite book at the moment? Can I say the one I'm about to write? Because, oh my gosh, the things I'm pulling out for this book, you guys are going to love it. 11 books. Well, that's so great. I know, I'm giving away a lot of books. I just posted on my Facebook today. I'm like, guys, I'm doing a party. Who wants to, like, give away a book? And all these people are like, I see that you have almost 20,000 followers on TikTok. I want you to give away my book. So we're giving away a bunch of books tomorrow, including one of mine. All right. What book character is most like me? Probably Jade from the Jaded Duology. She and I are very similar in a lot of things. She and I definitely have some big differences, but we think very similarly, and we take a lot of actions the same way. So of all the characters, she and I are probably the closest. Alluri is also pretty close to me. Annika is also pretty close to me. So I've got a couple that are fairly, like, yes, I can see a lot of myself in them, and I can see a lot of them in me. And then I have some people that are like, no. Oh, I'll also say, this is going to sound super weird when you find out more about her, but Viv from Reviving Time, the second book in the Holiday Court series, she and I are very, we've got some stuff going on. She's a party girl, I am not, but like some of the underlying stuff, it's very interesting to see. I kind of got slapped in the face while I was writing this one. So, fun times there. Let's see. What book am I currently reading? I'm not reading because I'm writing. When I am writing, and I'm allowing myself to be influenced by other people's books. But I typically read a lot of books from my author friends that are being beta read. So I'm doing developmental edits, or I'm beta reading for them, and I can't talk about them. So the books that I have read recently are all books that are publishing soon, but are not out yet, and I know secrets that I can't spill. Good question, though. How can you win books? Show up tomorrow to our TikTok party. All you gotta do is comment and interact and engage during the party, and we'll be picking 2 winners while we are on air. When do you drop a book? Every month, year, weeks? I don't tell you when I drop books, usually. I write really fast. I can write a full-length novel in 9.5 days, and then I tend to surprise drop them so you guys don't know they're coming out, because when I surprise drop books, I tend to hit #1 on all the charts. So, I typically, like, write things, and then all of a sudden I'm like, and also, guys, hi, new book out today, surprise, and I drop those. Sometimes I do let you know in advance, sometimes, not always. Usually for sequels, I'll do something like that. But I have tons of books just sitting here that I haven't done anything with yet, so you don't know if I'm gonna drop one every couple of days, every couple of weeks, every couple of whenever. I do it when I do it. No rhyme or reason to that one. Although, I may have some big plans for 2021, that's all I'm saying. Stay tuned. Oh, this is a great question. Do you need to read the holiday books in order? So with the Holiday Court series, these are all standalone books. So it's about 6 different girls who are all the daughters of the court leaders. So Santa's daughter, Cupid's daughter, we've got Father Time's daughter, things like that. And it takes place during the Holiday Court celebration. So it's a big party. It's kind of like a New Year's Eve party where the New Year is rolling in. And it takes place at the North Pole. And they're in the Winter Palace where they've got all these portals to the different realms. So people show up to the party and they just kind of celebrate all night long. During this event, there's an invasion outside of the palace that they have to try to stop. And then there's a catastrophic event inside of the palace. They all meet up in the center and they get their different tasks and they go off to do their different parts of saving the destruction of the future. And so you see from each girl's different perspective. You do not need to read them in any particular order. You don't even need to read the others for it to make sense. These are completely standalone, but they give you different perspectives of the same story. So you see some scenes where all the girls are together, and then you see them branch off and do their own thing with their own swoony man. And you can do it however you want. So if you want to start with the Easter book, that's fine. That's not going to impact your perception of this story at all. If you want to start with the Christmas book, you can. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I will say right now, the only one that's out is the Christmas book. The New Year's Eve book is coming out soon, before New Year's Eve, and then we will be figuring out if we're going to be waiting to drop the rest of them until the holidays, or if it is going to be early 2021 and we'll just space them out by a couple of weeks. So we'll keep you posted on that, but you do not have to read them in any specific order, or even read them in the entirety to get the full version of this. Have I ever read a book that I didn't like? Yes, I have. Sometimes there are books that just don't resonate with you, that you just don't click with, and that is okay. Back before I was an author, I used to do a lot of book reviewing for different publishers, and I distinctly remember that there was this one book. It was a series of books, and it sold really well for them, and I couldn't get through it. It was so painful for me to read. It was so hard. It just didn't resonate with me, and that's okay. Other people absolutely loved it. It was their favorite book. They gushed over it. It had great reviews. It just didn't click with me, and that's totally okay. So sometimes you will just find things that you don't click with, and that's fine. And I'll be honest with you, I have some author friends whose books I just don't click with. That's okay. I'm still friends with them. I still help them out. I still even beta read for them and developmental edit read for them. It just may not be my favorite book in the whole wide world. So it's cool. We all get our own opinions and our own feelings and our own thoughts on that. And I love that we have the ability to kind of run with that and do that. Have I completed all of the books for the Holiday Court series? No. I wrote the first one. This series was supposed to be a single standalone short story about Christmas. It was going to be Santa's daughter and an elven prince and their Romeo and Juliet style relationship. And then I mentioned it to somebody and she talked me into doing a full series. It was never intended to be a full series. So this only came about a few days before it was published. So I hustled and wrote it and got it to my editors and they got it back to me and then it was published. It was a very fast process. So I'm right now writing book 2. I'm finishing the final scene when we get done with our Instagram live stream today, and then it's going off to editing and it'll be out next week for you guys. And then I have to write the rest of them because I brilliantly decided to build out this series. Fun times there. Would middle school me read the books that I wrote now? Well, my books are not meant for middle schoolers. They are meant for young adults, so it is kind of like a 16 plus kind of a thing. So me in high school, I had never read young adult books. I jumped from middle grades to adult books. I didn't even know why it was a thing till after I graduated college. So with that in mind, I would not have known my books existed because I didn't know that was a genre or that was a thing back in the day. But the concepts that I write now, the stories that I write now, absolutely. I would have been sucked in and sucked in hard like that. I would have caught myself on that one. It would have been good. I am so here for these. All right, let's see. What are some of my favorite genres to read and to write? I'm a big fan of retellings and sci-fi dystopians. So give me all my dystopia, give me all of my retellings. Those are my favorites. I write things other than that, but those are my favorites to read and to write. Yeah, that's it. Let me just see. What is my best-selling book about? That would be my Golden Trilogy and my Jaded Duology. Golden Trilogy is Goldilocks sent on a deadly mission to destroy the bears, and then my Jaded Duology has been called the YA dystopian Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because you never know who's going to live and who's going to die. They're really fun, and they're both free in ebook form right now, so go check those out. All right. Let's see, did I get through those? Am I going to do a book about Hanukkah? I am not, because I don't celebrate Hanukkah, and I feel like that's something that I would need to be respectful of. I want to make sure I'm really taking care of the things that I'm representing, and because I do not have that as something that is part of my background and heritage, I just want to be super, super respectful of that. That said, I do celebrate Christmas. I am Christian, so I do have a lot of ties to the Jewish community and to Hanukkah and to all of these things. And I just want to make sure I'm taking exceptionally good care of that and of those fans. So right now I don't have plans for that. That is something I do want to explore in the future, but I do want to do my due diligence with that. Also, on that related note, because I created this book series at the very last second, I didn't have time to do it before Hanukkah, and that's also very close to Christmas. And I knew I was going with the 6 books for this, so that was not a part of this. It is something I am considering for a future book for next year. So that's where I've got for you there. Okay. Oh man, more questions coming in. I know your comments are coming in too, and I'm just like looking at the questions and not reading the comments. Ooh, I'm hustling. Jenna wants to know, do I create all of my own book covers? They are gorgeous. Thank you, Jenna. Let's talk about my book covers, because that makes me so happy. I do create all of my own book covers except for one. So my one contract with the one traditional publisher had to use their in-house person. So you can tell which one that is. And I've designed all the rest of them. Everything else I have done myself. I also designed them for publishers and for other authors. So you can check out my pre-made covers and my custom covers over at coveraday.com. And I'm at the point where I typically design my covers before I write the stories. So, inspiration, it's a thing. I also do live book cover creation live streams on YouTube every single Wednesday. So if you want to see me build a book cover live on air, you can actually come join me at 3 p.m. Eastern on YouTube every Wednesday except for tomorrow, because tomorrow's our party. And you get input, so you get to help me pick which models we're using, how we're building out the dress, what we're doing for the background, if we're creating a floating island, if we're doing a paranormal romance, you get to make the decisions while I'm live on air. So it's lots of fun. I hope you guys will come check those out, because it's super fun to hang out. You are a speedy writer. How long did it take you to write your holiday series? I am a very fast writer, so I can write a full-length novel in 9.5 days and send it off to editing and only have a handful of typos sent back to me. I'm very good at what I do at this point. And we're talking full-length novel. So we do write really, really fast. I have gone very slowly on the Holiday Court series, and I've only written the first book to completion in it, and that took me 3 days to write that, because I was doing other things and busy and hadn't intended on writing a book because I was running a business, so I went slow on that one. It's taken 2 days to do the Reviving Time, the second book in the series. The sequel was the word I was looking for. And that's around my work, so I'm just kind of slowly going through and doing things because it's the holidays and I'm busy. Y'all know. But it's a short story, so it's not it's a full-length novel. It's short. It is a short story. It's 4 or 5 chapters inside of these stories, so it's not a huge deal. And I'm just gonna knock out the rest of them after. 3 days is slow. It is! Well, when you write a full-length novel in 9.5 days, to write the comparably, because this is short, actually, we're talking, it's this versus this. So, comparatively, it's a long time to write that short amount of words. But it's because I'm busy and I'm doing things, and it's all good. It's all good. Let's see. Do you ever have pets in your stories? I haven't read them all yet and can't recall from the ones I've read. Typically in young adult, especially with an author who's mean like me, if there's an animal, it dies at some point and just rips readers' hearts out, and I can't bring myself to do that. So there are some animals in some of my stories, but they are not main and they are not featured, because I have no trouble killing off my main characters, but if you ask me to kill off the dog, it's gonna be an issue. so that's where I'm at on that one. Oh gosh, okay. You're funny. Who's my favorite male character? Okay, if you've been with me at all, you have heard me talk about my favorite book boyfriends, and I have a list. I've got a list. So my absolute favorite, without a shadow of a doubt, without any other consideration, is Dove Bear from the Golden Trilogy. He is the ultimate human. That's all I have to say on that one. I also love characters like my Jack Frost. I love Aladdin, Hansel from my sugar-coated retelling, and interestingly enough, The new guy from the new sequel, who you'll meet soon. But I have a lot of book boyfriends I love it. You can buy my books everywhere books are sold. They're on all the major platforms, all the major retailers. Keep the questions coming, guys. This is fantastic. Okay, let me real quick jump in. I want to actually look at your comments here, because I know I've been ignoring those. Let me scroll up. Here we go. Woo. Hold on. What's happening? There we go. I got it. Okay. I scrolled up too far. I love the black sparkling dress in your video about the Christmas party. Thank you, Hannah. I am going to be wearing that to the party tomorrow. I have been with the rompers and the jumpsuits lately and the sparkles. I have two. I've got one that's like shorts and I've got one that's like full pants. And I'm very excited. And I've got sparkly jewelry that's going to go with this. It's going to be lots of fun. When you write books and a bunch of ideas come in your head, how do you organize those thoughts? If the book ideas are unrelated, I write down the extra stuff and I don't revisit it until it's time to write those books. I make sure I stay focused and on track with the book that I am writing. If I am creating ideas for the book I am doing, I write them all down. I know where they're going to fall inside of the story. If I don't, or if I need to figure out where they're going to fall, I plot my book. I figure out where it's going to be, and then I set it aside, and I wait until I get to that point to write it. I do write linearly so that I am not jumping all around and having plot hole issues. So I make sure that I'm very streamlined with my process, and that way I have my notes, I've got them there so I don't forget them, but I don't address them until I get to that point. Do you outline your books in detail or just big concepts and fill in the details later? So when it comes to my books, I am in between plotting and pantsing. Plotting is where you full out figure out every single stepping stone inside of your story. You know exactly what's happening and you just write your book. Pantsing is where you figure it out as you go. Sometimes this means you're going to have some plot holes, you're going to have some issues, you're not going to really know where you're going, and it could mean a lot more work on the back end in editing to fix things up. I am right in between. I am a plantser. So that means I know the major stepping stones, the beginning, the middle, the end, a couple of things in between, and then I figure out the little details as I'm writing. So I know the stepping stones as I'm writing. I know the end in mind. I know exactly where I'm going to be building up to so I can work to that end. Okay. How can you send stuff to me? Like you're trying to mail stuff to me? You can hit me up. I will give you my address. And you can send whatever it is to me. If you're sending me like fan art or like little things, that's so much fun. I love doing unboxings, so feel free to hit me up and we can make that happen. If you are like emailing me fan art or something, you can just hit up the email addresses on my website and on my socials. Have I read the Red Queen books? You've seen them on my shelves. I have not read them yet. A friend of mine gave those to me before I moved, and I haven't had a chance to read them, but my fans have said really good things. That's all I know on that one. Do you like first person or third person better? I prefer writing in first person, and that's just because I really like to give my fans, my readers, the experience. I prefer to read books with that first person narration, because then I can make myself the leading lady, and I can experience the story as it's happening. Now, I do write both in first and in third person, but I prefer writing in first person just because it's more experiential for me, and I like that a lot. Dystopian is definitely your favorite, and my dystopian books are so good. I love dystopia, Hannah. I love it. And if you like that, you should maybe pay attention to me in 2021, because I might have something really cool for you. You're still trying to go to all of your lives to get your books. I know, the more you show up, the more you win. It's a great thing. What are we doing during the party? We've got some games, we've got some trivia, we've got some fun stuff, we've got the giveaways. I'm still planning things, but it's going to be really fun. Where can you order my books? Everywhere books are sold, all the major platforms and retailers. You love watching the book cover creation live streams. I am so excited for those. It is so much fun to hang out with you guys and talk through photoshopping and show you all the things, have you help me make decisions on those really cool frame covers. So I always love seeing you guys there. I keep forgetting you have lives Wednesday on YouTube. Never notifies you. Did you click the notification bell? That should help. Also set an alarm on your phone. Let's see. You should dress up as your holiday court girls. That would be amazing. I know, right? At some point, I had a really cool, red and white fake fur cape that technically, in the most technical sense, it was a dog costume cape. and I just used it. It was really cute. It was like a Mrs. Santa Claus thing, and that would be perfect for Jubilee. So if I could ever find that, I have no idea where it is. Haha, yay for moving. But that'd be awesome. Also, can we just talk about Viv's dress? I love that. And let's talk about Libby's dress. Please, give me all these dresses. It's amazing. All right. You need pets in your stories? I'd love that because you're a major dog fan. Hannah, if I write pets into my stories, they're probably going to die as a plot point to make you cry. And that is all I have for you on that. I strategically and specifically don't do that because I know what I will do. When you are done writing all the holiday series, will there be an opportunity to buy them all in one book? Yes, they will be inside of an omnibus, so you will be able to buy them individually in the short story version, but they will be in an omnibus as well at the end. I do have to create the cover for that one. I haven't done that yet, but it'll probably feature all of the girls and an epic party scene. So that will be available once all the books are out. We're getting some love for Dove and for Roan in terms of my swoony book boyfriends. I have feelings. On these, and one is exactly what you expect, and one is probably the opposite of what you expect. You've been commenting a lot. I want to get this book so I can have your whole collection. Yep, the more you comment, the more likely you are to win. You've gone back and forth on this and would love your opinion. In fantasy, do you feel first or third person works better? Oh, you know what? That is a completely personal decision. If you are writing a book, that is up to you. What feels comfortable, what is the easiest for you to write. People love and hate both, and you will, no matter what you choose, have people who come at you for that choice. If you are writing to submit to a traditional publisher, they may have feelings on this. If you know you want to be in a particular publishing house, learn what they publish and then do that. Because if you write it in one form and they want it in another form, guess who has to go through an entire giant manuscript and manually change everything themselves? Learn what they want. If you're just doing it because you are going to be indie published, do you. Do whatever is the most comfortable. You're going to have people hate you on both sides, so do whatever you like. That's where I'm going. You want, like, all the dresses. Oh, me too, right? Me too. KM, the pets don't have to die. Danielle, you've read my books. Will there be any bonus material in the Holiday Court Omnibus? Why are you adding more things to my schedule? This, you can't see. I just pointed to her name, but it's not the same place for you guys. Okay, so Danielle's the one who talked me into creating a full series for this, and now Danielle wants bonus content. I think I may have to divorce Danielle. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. When I do omnibuses, I usually put bonus content in there, so I suppose that there will probably be something at some point. I haven't thought that far through. What do you think about the first point of view changing from two characters? I'm not sure I entirely understand that question. I think perhaps what you're asking is how do I feel about one character having one point of view and another character having another point of view? That depends on how you feel about that. For me, I would rather see it all in one continuous point of view. So if I've got, like, with the Jada duology, it bounces back and forth between Jade and Roan, and they're both in first person. I know certain publishing houses say that the girl should be in first person and the guy should be in third person because it helps people kind of delineate between the two, but I don't like that. That kind of throws me. That's just a personal preference. But some places have different regulations for that, so you just kind of have to roll with the punches with what they choose if you are selling the rights to your story. How do I deal with hate? That's a great question, Eileen. So when it comes to people being mean or leaving negative comments, I kind of deal with it in this format. If it's just about me, I ignore it. If it's going to hurt my mental health in any way, I'll delete it. If it's going to be a problem, I'll block them. If at all, for any reason, someone posts something and it could hurt my followers' mental health, emotional health, or their journey with their writing or their bookish whatever, that person will get deleted and blocked instantly. If somebody comes into my space that I have created for my followers and they say writers can't do this, or you can't write that fast, or you can't write in this particular way, or you can't do this, that, or the other thing, and they try to limit my followers and their journeys, block. Instant. I don't care who you are. And I have blocked people before because they are behaving poorly in a way that can affect my followers. So if it hurts my followers in any way, shape, or form, bye. Goodbye. You're gone. If it hurts me, maybe I'll leave it, maybe I'll ignore it, maybe I'll delete it. If it's vicious, I'll block them. But you're going to have to develop a tough skin if you're going to be in this industry, because people are mean. Just period. Reviews, mean. People, mean. Vicious stuff. And so you're going to have to learn to ignore it. Don't read your reviews. If you need to know what reviews say, have a trusted friend read it and then bring you the valuable pieces, whether it's good or constructive criticism, and bring the constructive part of that. But not the bad stuff. So just be aware of what you're reading. And be aware you're going to come across stuff. People will say things. You just have to develop a tough skin. It's sad. It's hard. I know. I'm a sensitive person. I'm an introvert. I know you don't believe that, but I am. And you kind of have to learn. You just kind of have to learn to roll with it. You will have people build you up, and you'll have people tear you down. Listen to the ones who are building you up and being constructive about things. I am hanging out on the live for an hour, so I'll be here for a little bit longer answering more questions. What's my favorite app or browser to use to write? I just use Word documents, and if you want to learn about my writing process, you can actually go over to my YouTube page. It's Cam Robinson Books. I have a Show Me How You Write series where I show you on screen exactly everything I do. Documents, the screens I've got up, the programs I use, and I invite my author friends to come on for episodes to show me how they write as well. So you can use my techniques and the things that I do. You can combine it with things that other authors are doing in this series and form the perfect strategy for you as you are writing your books. So go check that out over on YouTube. All right, let me check. Let's see. I am just scrolling through to see what the deal is here. So what are my opinions about Wattpad? Wattpad is a place where people put up work for free. It's usually not edited very well, and it is a platform where you can get your writing out. The problem with something like Wattpad is that it is free and it is not professionally taken care of content. So if you grow a following on Wattpad and you expect to translate that into sales and to fans in the professional writing world, that's not going to happen for you. You have just bred a group of people who want free things, and the second you start charging for it, or the second you start asking for the respect a professional deserves, you are going to lose most of them. You're going to get a lot of hate. You're going to get a lot of negativity. It's going to react badly. It's going to be bad. Not in every case. There will be some people that follow you over there, but a lot of authors have tried it. A lot of authors have done a lot of things on there, and it is just usually not a good situation. So I do not recommend putting writing on Wattpad ever for any reason. And I did try that out, and I did find out the hard way. It is not good. Don't do it. If you do want to put your writing out in that particular type of context where you are maybe putting out a chapter at a time and you're building up a following, try something like Radish. You do have to be accepted into it, which means you have to have quality work, and then you get paid. Because you get paid on Radish. It is just like something like Webtoon. If y'all are familiar with Webtoon, I know we've got Jenna here hanging out, where you are uploading like a chapter a week and people pay to read it, or you get ad revenue. So Radish is a much better choice over something like Wattpad. All right, here we go. The episodes really help. For the Show Me How You Write series, yeah, those are super helpful. Do I have a favorite writing snack? I don't eat while I'm writing because I don't want food around my technology. You even see, like, I use little water bottles. I don't have open source liquid around my technology. So I don't really do that. That said, I do sometimes eat dinner in one hand and type with the other. Probably not a great choice, but I do it sometimes. How do you get beta readers? I've done videos on this over on YouTube, Hannah, so that'll give you a little more help. But you will have to find people who are well-read in your genre. So the specific genre that you write, you need to narrow that down and find well-read people. Not friends, not family, unless they have been well-read in that section. and you're going to need to find ways to trade with them. So you should be working with other young writers, people who are aspiring to be authors, who are going to look into being published. You need to find people who are on the same level as you, and you swap manuscripts with them. Start small, send maybe a chapter, see how their feedback is, make sure you can trust them, send them a couple more chapters. When you feel like you can trust them, send the entire manuscript and get feedback from those people. You cannot get people who are above you in this industry to read your stuff because they're already doing the thing. They're busy. They don't have time for that. So you need to find people on your level who are well read in your genres and understand the tropes and the expectations of that genre. And then you need to swap work with them to make it fair, to make it even. Because reading a book and going through and giving notes is a lot of work. You can't just expect people to do that to be nice. So find people who you can trade with, who you can be in a mutually beneficial relationship with them. Social media is a great place to find it. There are like critique partner matches and different things out there that you can check out, especially on Twitter. But you can check like Facebook groups as well, or Discord groups for things like that. Who was my favorite author growing up? I don't know. I was the daughter of a librarian. I always had a book with me. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I have just so many books. So many books. I'm a huge fan of books in general. Random question to your coffee. I don't drink either. I'm so weird. I'm basically like a water girl. I'll drink like lemonade or like apple juice, apple cider kind of a thing, but like I don't do things with caffeine. I love the smell of coffee, though. Smell of coffee is great. I don't drink it, though. You would never know by my peppiness, but... do I like poetry? Yeah, I do like poetry. I don't read a ton of it, but I did enjoy it when we did, like, poetry stuff in school and all that. I don't write poetry, but I do like to kind of see what people are doing. If I give you character art, you'll give me one of your books, right? Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I do trade ebooks for art if people are going to be doing a bunch of character art for me so they can kind of see what's going on. But if you are going to be doing character art, you can actually go over to my website because I have a full out page on my website with all of my main characters. I have artwork you can look at, character descriptions and like wardrobe descriptions so you can really go through and like figure out what you want to be doing. Do I hide any secrets in my books that only a few people will find? Yes, I do, Eileen, actually. I do hide Easter eggs and references and, like, all sorts of fun things. And if you guys know I create interactive Choose Your Own Adventure games, I actually hide things from the game inside of the books. So if you play through the games and you go on missions for like Mr. Arrow with the Jada duology, or you go on missions with Illyria to learn her training to go destroy the bear family, you can actually see how your actions inside of the game affect the book. They're written into the story. So you might have placed that thing there that saved her life, or you might have removed something that could have killed her, or you might be the reason she dies. We don't know. It's all buried in the game and inside of the book. It's lots of fun. When did I start writing? A couple of years ago. I don't actually know the specific answer to this. I had just written a book because I thought it was fun. It was just for me. It was never meant to be published. I had somebody find me out and wanted me to query, so I queried a couple of books. I had bidding wars. I had contracts offered to me. I turned everything down. For an entire year, I did nothing with my stories, and then I found the right fit, and here we are 3.5 years later as a best-selling author. So it's kind of been a fun, interesting, weird journey. But it was a couple of years ago. I really should one of these days sit down and figure out when I actually did it. Like, go back and look at my original manuscripts. Oh my gosh, you guys. But I haven't done that yet. A couple years. Maybe 5, 6-ish years ago. Okay. Could I become a beta reader if I ever get good enough to read on it and experience enough? Absolutely. I also do advanced copy readers, so people who read my books after it's gone through editing and all the fun stuff, but before it goes out to the public, to get reviews on Amazon the day it goes live, because that helps us to sell more books. So that's something you could look into as well. My favorite girl in my books: Jade from the Jada duology, Illyria from the Golden Trilogy, Annika from the Sugar-Coated book, and I really love Viv from Reviving Time, which is coming out right before New Year's Eve. But I love all my girls, truly. They're fantastic. My favorite color is purple and pink. Jenna doesn't like the smell of coffee. You know what, Jenna? Growing up, I didn't like the smell of coffee, and it was the particular blend that my dad drank. So when I would wake up and he had his coffee going, I didn't like it. But now as an adult, like when you have the I'm gonna be honest, it's the nicer coffees. He got into nicer coffees later in his life. But I love like walking down the aisles, like in the grocery stores where you can grind your own coffee beans. Oh, I just love it. I just love it. So certain types of coffee. There are some that I'm like, oh, that's but there are some of them I just like, oh my god, it's amazing. I wish I drank it. Oh, so fun though. Do I have a video explaining your journey starting to become an author? I talk about it a lot. It's in a lot of my live streams. I don't have a dedicated video to it, but it might be a good idea to add to my YouTube channel. So maybe we'll put that in an author vlog one of these days. Remind me of that. Have I heard of Mark Whitman? No, I have not. Let's see. Do you give stuff in your newsletter consistently, or is it just a surprise? It's not every single week. I give you all sorts of stuff, like the replays of the videos, and like I'll give games and I'll give bonus scenes and stuff. But it's not like an every week you can be expecting a gift kind of a thing. That's a lot of work for me. But I do give away like short stories and like bonus scenes and like extra stuff just randomly from time to time and around holidays and things like that as well. Is this my last live before Christmas? No, tomorrow we have the Christmas party. Christmas party on TikTok tomorrow. That'll be it. What's the hardest part of writing for me? That's a good question, and I wish I had a good answer for it. I think, you know what? I can answer this. I can answer this. The hardest part of writing for me is that I have so many ideas that I just want to write them all. And even though I write really, really fast, I can't write fast enough to keep up with all the things in my head. So I wish that I could write faster so that I could write all the things, because I have like 2 million books waiting to go out to you guys, and I just haven't written them yet because I haven't physically been able to write them all. And it drives me crazy. I also hate getting notes back from my editor. Like, I love it and I hate it. It's not something you want to see, but also it's something you want to see so you can make your book better. But like going through notes, not super pleasant. What are my hobbies other than writing and reading? Oh, you're so funny thinking I have time for that. No, I am a social media strategist. So I actually teach people how to market their businesses and grow profit through marketing on social media. So I spend a lot of time speaking at conventions and traveling around the country and doing webinars, teaching courses and like all these cool things. And then I also write. I'm also a professional photographer. So all of my hobbies turned into businesses, and I'm like a graphic designer and a web designer and all these things. And I don't really have a lot of time for like hobby things. But if we're like going to be really breaking it down, I create like dresses. I do fashion. I create like crowns, things like that. I am a horsewoman, so I used to train horses. I like to go riding. I like to be outside. But I turn most of my hobbies into businesses, so now it's just me being professional. Fun times. Okay. Let's take a look. Cool. Just checking on those questions. Which comes to you first, the plot or the characters? That depends book to book, honestly. It does vary. Sometimes it's the world building and like the plot. Sometimes it's the characters. Sometimes it's just a line that I love and I build the characters around it. Sometimes it is very plot driven. Sometimes it's very character driven. And it really is just different with each and every book. So I can't answer that. Let's see. Hannah, usually my lives are about an hour long each, so top of the hour we will be wrapping up for today. You have so many ideas and they don't work together, so you have to change a lot after a while, but it turns out. So if you've got a bunch of ideas and they really don't work together, write it down and put it in another book. You don't have to include everything in your first book. That's totally fine. Alright, if you've got any last questions, now is a great time to go ahead and drop those in for me. We are getting toward the end of our time, and we are going to be giving away a book in just a couple of minutes, so go ahead and let me know what your questions are. What is my favorite sport? I'm not a sports girl. I would rather play sports than watch sports, so I do, like I'll go out and I'll do sport things. I love swimming. I love horseback riding. I love... Don't kick me off for this. I love, like, archery and knife throwing and like fun stuff like that. I'm here for target practice. And I mean, like, I play, like, I was really good at volleyball back in school. Okay, here's a fun story. Back in middle school, so I was like 12 years old, 11, 12 years old, we played a school-wide volleyball game, and our grades competed against each other. So my team won against our entire grade. Then my team, who was in the 5th grade, played against the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and my 5th grade team beat everyone, including the big, tough 8th graders. So all I'm saying is I'm very good at volleyball. Basketball, all those fun things. I have played, I have done, I understand, I know. But it's not like I go out of my way to, like, do it all the time. I'll do it when it comes up. Much rather play than watch. Not a watcher. Okay. After reading Jaded, I was wondering if, or you were wondering which point of view was harder, Roan or Jade's. Roan's was harder for me to write. In the Jaded duology, Jade gets 2 chapters and Roan gets 1 chapter. His is always shorter, and it usually shows some pretty nasty stuff. And it was very interesting getting in his head and figuring out his logic and figuring out his next steps and figuring out what parts he would show. I did love writing Roan's parts because Roan got the swoony stuff. If y'all pay attention, all the good stuff was given to Roan because I really wanted to explore that through his point of view. So Roan was probably harder of the 2 to write, but it was definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. Okay, archery and knife throwing is super cool. I know! I'm very good with weapons. I was very well trained. I can shoot, I can throw knives, I can do archery, like all the cool stuff. I'm very, very well trained and very good aim. Fun fact. You never saw that coming, did you? You asked for a sword for Christmas. That's amazing. I love that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a sword, but I want one. Oh, man. Nope, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you about the convention that wanted me to do a thing. Sorry, guys. Fun fact, though, things might happen at some point. You want to bake Jade's Raspberry Pi. Good luck with that. I don't have a recipe for you. All right. We are about 10 minutes out from the end of today's hangout, so I think it's getting close to time to be handing out a book. I'm so sorry. My hair is so staticky right now. I'm, like, trying to tame it. It's winter. It is winter and everything gets staticky here. Ugh. You know the drill when it comes to the books. You can pick any of the ebooks that you would like, except for the omnibuses, because those are more than one book in one. And if you don't know what you want, you do need to go over to Amazon, look out the blurbs, and then come back and tell me which book you would like. I am not helping you pick it out. That's on you. There's over 2 dozen. There's a whole bunch of them coming. I'm super excited for these, and you can pick whichever one you would like to read. Next, you'll have to DM me when we are done with our live stream today. And we are going to go ahead in just a couple of minutes, scroll through and pick those. So now's the time to get your last comments in there or your last questions in there for me to answer today. Don't forget, tomorrow is our Christmas party over on TikTok, 3 p.m. Eastern, same time as today. We're going to be doing a pre-party, so I'll be jumping on a couple minutes early just to hang out before we do the actual party. We're giving away 2 lucky winners. We'll get 11 books. One person inside of the U.S. will be getting 11 paperback books mailed to you at the beginning of January or toward the beginning of January, and one lucky international person will be getting 11 ebooks. Same books, just different formats, and those will be sent to you after the party. I'm super excited for this one. We're going to be doing games and trivia and like all the fun things over on TikTok, so you can come join us tomorrow for all of the fun over there. Stay tuned because I got big things happening on YouTube, here on Instagram, on TikTok, even on my Facebook, and we've got some really cool books coming out, new series coming out. That was in reference to like videos, but also books, and really cool stuff. The prize for the Christmas party is amazing. You can actually check out the books. You can check out 10 of the books over on my TikTok. I've already announced those, but I've had people join since then, so you'll actually have extra books added to that, one of which will be mine. I'm giving away a copy of the Siren Wars Saga. Signed copy, baby. So you can go check those out over on TikTok, but that's happening tomorrow. How does this one work? Well, it's over on TikTok, so you have to go over to TikTok tomorrow at 3 p.m. You can join me a couple minutes early for the pre-show party, and you're just going to have to interact and hang out with me and talk to me, and we'll be giving away 2 prizes, grand prizes, to 2 lucky winners. I'm super excited for it. It's going to be lots and lots of fun. I am going to be wearing a sparkly outfit with big blingy jewelry. It is my cry because I don't get to go to Christmas parties or New Year's parties this year because of everything going on, because we have to be responsible. I don't go to parties, what am I saying? But I have the outfits for it. And so this is me showing up in all of my New Year's glittery goodness. There's a giveaway today too. Yeah, usually when I go live I give away an ebook of your choosing if you are the winner. So when you hang out with me, the more you comment, the more likely you are to win your choice of one of my ebooks. But tomorrow is a multi-author giveaway. So I had a whole bunch of authors join in on this giveaway. We're doing 11 books. At least it was 11 last I counted. And we're giving those away tomorrow for our Christmas party. It's going to be lots and lots of fun over on TikTok. All right, guys. My voice is giving out, so it is time to wrap this baby up. I am going to go ahead and I am going to pick a winner, except I see more questions. Let me answer those. Which social platform do you think is the easiest to market your books on? 100% without a shadow of a doubt, TikTok has the best unchecked organic reach that I have seen since the beginning of Instagram. If you follow me on my social media education platform, or if you follow me on my personal page, if you happen to be someone who is on my personal pages, you will see how much I sing the praises of TikTok. I have made so much money from TikTok. It is so easy to form relationships, and it is so easy to grow. I have almost 20,000 followers on TikTok. In 5 months, I have become a paid TikTok partner. I have 7x'd my book sales on TikTok. TikTok is the place to be. 100%. No exception. All right. Last you counted, you might have written one in your sleep. They're not my books that I am giving away tomorrow, if that's what we're referring to. Other authors are jumping into that one. But also, sometimes I do. So you never know. You never know how many books I have out. I mean, look at this. I have no idea how many books I have out. Can't use those fancy outfits in 2020. I know, Jenna, it's so sad. I have all these gorgeous, like, glitter and lace outfits and, like, these beautiful things, and thank God for TikTok where I can show off how cute I look in them, but I'm just so sad that I can't, like, go do fun things. This said, as an introvert who does not go out and do fun things and has no personal social life, I'm over here lamenting the parties that I wouldn't have attended anyway. But that's okay, run with me on it. TikTok is crazy amazing for growth. Yes, it is. You found me on TikTok and love it. Oh, I'm so excited. Have I given away the book yet? You've been on and off Instagram. No, Hannah, we're doing that right now. You're missing dressing up. Me too. We just need to... Well, that's why we're having a party. I hope you all will dress up tomorrow and just send me your pictures of you watching the party tomorrow. We're doing that. That's happening. That's a thing. Also, pro tip. We are having a New Year's Eve party. There will be giveaways. It will be fun. It'll be good. It's gonna be great. All right, guys. It's giveaway time. We're gonna do this. Let's go. I'm so losing my voice right now. I am scrolling. I am sorry if this is, like, bouncing everywhere and if this is doing weird things and, like, all the stuff. Oh, beautiful. Today's winner is Enjoy the Show comic. Jenna, you have won whichever of my books you would like. Congratulations. You can DM me what you want. And if you all have not checked out Jenna's story, Jenna is a fantastic web comic author over on Tapas and Webtoon. She writes the Enjoy the Show comic. She's the artist behind it, all the fun, fabulous things. So good. It is the one webcomic that I will accept as a novel in my publishing house without me having to do major overhaul on the plot line. They are fantastic. She and her sister write this together. So good. Such a good story. Such a good plot. And yeah, we just got to the big parts. I'm excited for it. I know what's coming next. And if you haven't read it, get to it now. It's a good one. All right, guys. Let me real quick scroll down. Did you send a llama? The llama snuck in there. You meant that. Jenna. It is a drama llama, and it just defines our relationship. It's so funny. I love it. Congratulations. Yay, we're doing things for New Year's. yeah, y'all come join me. You know what? Maybe we'll have to do New Year's over on YouTube and have some of you join me on air so we can all show up in our sparkly things. If you want to come ask questions about my book and talk about all things bookish and celebrate New Year's with me, hit me up. We might do this on YouTube, on a YouTube live, so I can have multiple people on air with me. If you're down for it, let me know. Alright guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I appreciate you being here as always. I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you tomorrow for our Christmas party on TikTok. Come join us. It's going to be great. We're giving away tons and tons and tons of stuff tomorrow. And then we will be dropping information on the social media platforms about the New Year's Eve party coming soon. So stay tuned, as well as the sequel to Saving North called Reviving Time. It is all about Father Time's daughter having to save the world from her father as he tries to prevent the future from happening. Whew, I'm actually off to finish writing the pivotal scene inside of this book. It is the last thing I have to do, and then it's going off to editing. So I hope you guys will stay tuned. Updates on that on my Instagram stories. Until tomorrow and our Christmas party, I hope you all have a great day and stay inspired. Bye, friends.